Hello, everybody. This is Creating Cards with Debbie, and it is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. And this is take two because my first video had no sound. So I'm going to give a moment and see if anybody comes on here and they can let me know if they can hear me. But what I can do is bring it up on my phone here. Let me see. Bring the sound back on. Okay. Hang tight a minute.
Bring it up on my
All right, we've got
phone
sound.
here. Let me see.
Oh, great. Well, we're going to go through the whole thing again. And it took me a while to get my paper cut again and everything. So I think I'm ready. I'm a little bit flustered, but we're going to get through this today. So, like I said, I'm Creating Cards with Debbie is the name of my business page. And you can shop any items with me at, let me bring the banner up here. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and it is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is over $150, I want you to use the May host code, which is FPJSFGSQ. And that also is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Now I just need to figure out where I put my things at here so we can go on to our next things. If you need to email me, you can reach me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And you can always private message me on Facebook too if you have any questions or you want to talk about anything or anything at all. Just reach out to me. All right, so Paper Pumpkin for the month of June, which is coming up. You have until June 10th to sign up for that, and it is called Life is Sweet. And it says, celebrate the sweet things in life with textured artistic cards. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, iridescent glimmer sentiments and pre-cut paper pieces, vellum accents, iridescent pearls, and linen thread. Coordinating colors, Poppy Parade, Lemon Lolly, Pool Party, and the new in colors. And here is the website that you can click on to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. And it is a monthly subscription, but you can pause it at any time. You don't have to get every single one. And the June kit features the new 2024 to 2026 in colors. Can you tell I'm flustered? My gosh, when things don't go right, we all get flustered. All right, and during the month of May, Stampin' Up! Has got a new promotion going on. And get my papers back here. I'm all mixed up. It says join today and get new in color products for free. And that runs until May 31st. And what that is, the kit special, starter kit special. It says ready to become a demonstrator or a hobbyist. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do it just for the discount. When you join Stampin' Up! Between May 1st and May 31st, you'll get 4 2024 to 2026 in color products in addition to your starter kit for free. So for $99, you usually get $125 worth of products. But with this promotion, you'll also get another $82 worth of products. So that makes that $207 in Stampin' Up! Products for only $99 and free shipping. All right, so what that $82 value is you get all 5 of the Stampin' pads, the new in colors. You'll get the 6x6 designer series paper that are the in colors. And also a pack of the 8.5 by 11 2024 to 2026 cardstock, and that's assorted. It's all 5 colors in there. And also the 2024 to 2026 in color Stampin' Right markers. So that's 5 markers included. So altogether, you get all 4 in color products plus your choice of $125 worth of products free shipping and free business supplies for just $99. Not to mention all the fun that you're going to have. On top of joining my team, you also get the benefit of my upline and other team members that are there to help you. And my upline, I don't know if you know of her or not, but it's Kelly Atchison. And so you'll get the benefit of being on her team and my team. You'll get demonstrator training, and you'll get Stamp Happy Academy basic membership after your first order that you put in. And at Stamp Happy Academy, there's at least 170 classes in there right now of making cards, and also free events all through the year. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, any concerns, but I know you won't regret it. Just starting out, you'll get a 20% discount on your products. So who doesn't want to save money? And it's a great opportunity. All right, so let me get back to my comments. And like I said, be sure you let me know if you can hear me okay when you come on. I know I'm not at my regular time because I had to do a do-over here because I had no sound on my previous video, and I apologize for that. But I'm hoping that I can do a rerun and show you everything that we had on there on this one. So don't forget when you're shopping in my store to go onto the online exclusives, and there's more products in there that isn't showed in our catalog. So I'm not going to cover too much on that because it's kind of self-explanatory. What we're using today is in our catalog on page 57, and it's called Layers of Beauty. And we're using the bundle, but we're also including the decorative masks. And you can get the stamp set, the dies, and the masks all in one order, which would be order number 163519. And that would be $56.50 for all three items. Otherwise, you can order them separately or just as a bundle or whichever you prefer. But I know you're going to have fun with that. And that's on page 57. I'm having lots of fun with it, so I hope everybody else enjoys it like I do. And these are the two cards that we're going to be making. We're only doing two cards today because they are kind of lengthy in the process I want to show you. So I cut it down to just making two. So one is a thank you card, and the other one says, "You make my heart smile." So we're going to start with a black one first. And let me set these over here. Well, let me get those out of the way so I don't mess them up. We're going to do some splattering here first. And get my bits and pieces back here. I had them all done before, and then I had to recut paper. So let me, why isn't that moving? Let me get that off the screen. All right, hide that, and I'll keep those up there. And like I said, be sure that you comment when you come on. I don't know if I'm going to catch anybody now, but I'm hoping my sound problem is fixed and you're able to hear me okay and that you're able to see me okay. So our first card is going to be using the basic black, and this is just our standard card size. It's 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And then I've scored it in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're just going to burnish that edge really good. And we'll set the card base aside for now. And then we've got our basic white, which measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. See, I'm still flustered here. And what did I do with my black marker? We're going to be using the Stampin' Right marker, and this is the basic black, and we're going to do some flicking, which is we take the cap off and we're going to flick the ink out of there onto our white base here. And you can put as much or as little as you want. There's no set limit, just whatever is appealing to you. it just kind of dulls down the white so it's not so stark white. Okay. And I'm going to let that dry for a moment, and I'm going to bring me a baby wipe over here to wipe off the ink that might have splattered here and there. So let's pick this up carefully because it might be wet yet. We're just going to take our baby wipe, wipe up that spillage. And I've got a paper towel over here I'm going to use just to dry that so it's not wet or damp. Okay, so is everybody having a good day today? I thought I was until I found out I had no sound. And so that kind of threw me off. But we'll get through it. We'll just be a little bit later in the day. All right, so there's our speckled card front. And now we're going to bring over our, I didn't show you the stamp set. We are using the bundle. Oops, sorry about that. Layers of Beauty, the stamp set. And I'm not using the dies today. We're just stamping. So it'll be just the stamp set and our masks. The masks. Oops, that's not it. See, I have misplaced it. I don't know where the envelope is now. Here it is. The masks, Layers of Beauty decorative masks, and the stamp set are what we're using. So I don't have the F, I think it's the F acrylic block. So I've got just a generic one here. So we're going to be using that to stamp our image, the large flower. And I'm going to use my black Memento ink that I have put into my craft white pad using just the re-inker of the black Memento. And it just gives me a little bit of a better surface than what the regular Memento stamp pad has. Oops, I've got ink I need to get off my fingers. All right, we're going to turn this over and we're going to stamp our image. And this is a larger stamp, so you kind of need to position it where you want it to be. And I think probably kind of holding on to the edge of my stamp here. We'll press that down. Give that a moment to soak into our paper. A little bit of pressure. There's our image. Oh, I need to get something here. I want to show you what I've used on my mask. Okay, so here's our image, and I'm going to use a bit of washi tape to hold my image in place, and I have misplaced it. Where did it go? I had it earlier. It couldn't have gone very far. Well, maybe it did. Well, I've got some smaller one over here. I'll grab this one. I'm going to just hold my paper in place with this so it doesn't move on me. And I'm going to get the best place for this is right there so that everybody can see what I'm doing. Hope everybody's having a good day. We've got beautiful sunshine here today. All right, so my masks, I have sprayed the backs of them using the Pixie spray. It's a light tack repositionable adhesive for stencils, and it works really good. You don't have to glue them down with anything. It stays tacky, so it'll stay put where it's supposed to be. And I'm just going to position this onto my image. And let me see. Okay. Oh, my head's not in the camera. You don't need to see my gray hair. Okay, scooch. Right about there looks good. And I'm just going to press that down onto my surface. And it should stay in place. So this one is going to be in our blues. We're going to start out with our balmy blue. So I've got balmy blue, boho blue, night of navy, old olive, and early espresso are the colors that we're using on this project. So I'm going to start with the balmy blue. And we're going to be using our blending brushes. And these are, I used these earlier. They got ink in them, but I used an old inky cloth and I cleaned them off. So they should be okay to go. And when you're done with your Stampin' blend or my blending brushes, all you got to do is run them in your over your water faucet and just rinse them out with warm water. And they'll be good to go again. They will stain, but that doesn't hurt anything. As long as you rinse them out, the color is gone. So there's no excess to transfer onto anything that you don't want it transferred to, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm flustered, so words are hard today. But we're going to do these pretty cards today. I love using these masks. It's relaxing, and the end results are amazing. And there's no two cards that turn out exactly the same, so that's the fun of it too. All right. I think this video might turn out better because I was using washi tape on my earlier ones to hold the masks in place, and the washi tape was moving on me. So with the pixie spray on the back of our stencils, it holds it a lot better. And I think I got that at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or one of those stores. I'm thinking maybe even Walmart carries it. Maybe. I haven't checked there. But I've had it for a long time. It lasts a long time. Okay, so this is done. We're going to take that off of our paper, and that's our end result. And we'll close up our balmy blue. And let me see where to set things at here. I guess I'll just reach across there and set it there. And I'm going to bring over my cleaning cloth that came with my glass mat. And we're going to wipe up that excess ink right there with that. Stampin' Up! Has told us that they're going to possibly be bringing the glass mat back for customers to purchase. I use mine every day. I love it. And it's so easy to clean. All you do is take a damp cloth and wipe it down. And if you get any sticky residue, I just use like an alcohol swab or something to clean the ink, or like if I use Scotch tape on it or something, it's hard to get off, and I'll just use an alcohol swab to get it off. But it's really easy to keep clean. All right, so enough talking. Let's get back with our colors. And I've cleaned off our brush a little bit. And this is the boho blue. And I didn't say on our masks that they're numbered. So our first one was number 1. Let me see if you can see it there. It's right up here where this notch is. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this is number 1. They're all numbered, so we're going to use number 2. And I'm going to line that up again. Let me see where I want this to be. Oops. And well, thinking we're getting close here. And with our pixie spray on there, it is grabbing a little bit, so. But I think right there is where we want it. I'm going to press that down so it stays in place. And we're going to bring up our boho blue. And tap it off and bring over our flowers and do those again. And with this number 2, it does have a couple masks right here that are real skinny, and sometimes I do bend up when you're getting kind of rough with them, I guess is what I've done. So I want to make sure that I don't get up underneath, and I kind of rub over the top of them to keep them to stay down for me. And I'll be a little more gentle on those delicate ones. And let's bring some more over here. So like I was saying in my earlier video that you couldn't hear me, I'm going to have to change my Facebook Live next week, Wednesday. I'll have to change it to Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. This thing about getting old, I got to have cataract surgery next Wednesday, so I won't be able to do my live. I wanted to reschedule it so you wouldn't miss out on anything, and we'll do that on Tuesday, May 21st at 1 p.m. Central Time instead. Okay, so we've got our boho blue down there. Let's lift that up. Whoops, and my whole thing lifted up on me. I didn't want it to do that. Okay, so that was our number 2. And now we're going to go to number 3. And we'll be using the Knight of Navy. And I've got a dog hair on here. Let me get that off of there. I think JoJo's shedding. Okay, so is that laying flat? I guess it is. And we're going to match up these little circles of our flowers, the centers. And need to scooch just a little bit. I'm matching up all the centers of the flowers, and then everything should be correct. Let me bring my inky towel over here and wipe off some of that boho blue off of my brush. And then we'll use the Knight of Navy. And let's wipe up this with the towel. There we go. Okay, and Knight of Navy. So did everybody have a good Mother's Day? Ours went okay. I do have a funny story to go along with Mother's Day. We were at church, and I teach the ladies' Sunday school class. So we're just about done. I think we had like 20 minutes left of Sunday school left. And my husband's peeking in the door and telling me, I need to talk to you. I said, no, get out of here. I'm busy. We're not done yet. I thought he was just goofing off because he does that sometimes. So he finally shut the door and he left. And then the girls were saying, well, maybe you better go see what he was wanting because he said he needed to talk to you about something. I go, oh, okay. So I had my assistant take over for me. And I went out, tried to find him, and had to run through the whole church trying to find him because I didn't know where he was. And here he was outside. But anyway, long story short, he said that our daughter had called him and said that our outside AC unit was making a terrible racket. So she's outside and she's holding the phone up so that he could hear what it sounded like. And he said it was an awful sounding clank, 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 clank noise. So what in the world? We thought, oh no. So he was afraid of a fire starting or something. So he wanted us to leave church and come home and check on it. So we did. We told him, everybody, that we had to run home because we had an emergency or something going on. So anyway, we got home and got to looking at the unit. It was still running, and we waited for it to stop. And it stopped, and we were looking down inside, and here was all kinds of, well, I'm going to be gross here. There's blood and guts and all sorts of things. And the wall, the side of our house was splattered with blood and you know what. So we got to looking at it and seeing down at the bottom that there was something all furry down there. And we were seeing fur all over the place too, along with the other stuff. So we figured out that it was probably a squirrel, we're thinking, and had gotten in there somehow and gotten chopped up in the blades when the air conditioner came on. So pretty disgusting. So that was my Mother's Day. So anyway, we missed church because of the squirrel. I don't know. Is that sort of like a squirrel getting loose in church or something? But this was at the house. I don't know. But the poor thing, he didn't survive. So I don't even know how he got in there. I guess I can get into small spaces. But I hope his friends were watching and don't try to do the same thing. But anyway, our unit is okay. It didn't harm that, so that's a good thing. I thought, oh no, here's more money going out again. It never fails. It's always something. But that was my Mother's Day. So we spent the rest of the day, quiet afternoon at home. And we didn't try to tackle the restaurants because, what that's like on Mother's Day. All right, so our next ink pad is going to be the Old Olive. And this is one of my old ink pads that I hadn't replaced yet. It still works, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So we're going to take our green brush here and we're going to pick up some of that Old Olive, tap, 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 and bring it over here to our image. So that was quite interesting. You never know. But it was really disgusting. We haven't washed it off yet. We've had a lot of rains. We're hoping maybe the rain did a lot of it, cleaned it up a little bit. So I guess my husband really needs to get out there with the water hose and clean it up right. And get inside the unit and get that dead squirrel out of there. At least it's on the side of our house that we don't usually go to very often, so I haven't smelt anything yet, but I'm sure it will. Okay, so that's our Old Olive. And this was mask number 4. I don't know if I said that. And we're going to come back in with our number 5 and get that lined up. And we're going to use early espresso on this one. Oops, we need to go up here a bit. And it's kind of hard to move with the sticky on there. It grabs hold good. It holds it good. All right, bring this over. And this is going to be our early espresso. I need to clean off my stamp pad. It looks like I've made a mess out of it. And I'm going to use a large brush. And we have 2 different sizes of our blending brushes. We have a smaller one and a larger one. And I do use both sizes. So each serves their own purpose, I guess. And we're going to use our early espresso on here on top of our leaves. And this is our mask number 5. I didn't know if I said that ahead of time. And I tap off on the glass to get rid of any excess, and then you can come back in and pick that same ink up again and reuse it so it doesn't go to waste. But if you're just using tapping off on just regular paper, you wouldn't be able to do that. So it does save you with the glass mat. You can reuse that ink without just throwing it away. Okay, do I have enough? I think I'm going to do just a little bit more. Looks like my husband's getting done for the day, so he's going to wonder why I'm still going live here. Okay, we'll close up our early espresso. And I'm going to clean off my fingers here a little bit. And our ink off of our work surface here. Take off our washi tape, and hopefully I don't transfer any ink onto. Still doing. He's getting hand gestures out there at me. He went. So here we go. That's our card front. And now I'm going to bring over a scrap of our basic white, and I'm going to stamp our sentiment, and that comes from the Magnolia Mood stamp set. We're using the Thank You for Being You, but I'm only going to use the thank you off of that. And this is an online exclusive. It's the bundle is 163507, and you can check that out in our online exclusives. All right, so I'm going to bring my stamp over here. Thank you for being you, but I'm just going to use the thank you on that. And I'm going to use our black Memento ink. And we're going to stamp that onto the scrap of basic white cardstock using our black Memento ink. And then I'm going to bring in my paper snips, and we're going to fussy cut our words out here, the thank you. I'm not using the rest of that, just the thank you. And then I'm going to cut those two apart too. So I'm going to fussy cut around our words, just leaving a little white edge around it. Okay. So there's our thank. And then we'll do our you the same way. Just leave a little white border going around. And there it is. Get rid of our track here. And then I'm going to glue that to a layer of black. Do I have some black cardstock here? I'm going to glue that down to our black, and then I'm going to follow along. So I just have a black border going around. But I'm going to use my glue of choice, which is my Tombow, or green glue, or mono liquid glue. That's what it's called. I call it Tombow. And we're going to add that to our little black layer here. I guess I'm in camera view yet. I'm just looking at my laptop screen to see if you can see. And all right, and then we're going to fussy cut that out. Let me snip this off a little smaller so I can work with it. And I'm just going to follow along that white edge, just leaving a little border going around it, just like I did with the white. And this will just kind of make it pop off the paper, so it's not white on top of white. It's kind of hard to see. And I want to round that a little bit. So there's our thank. And let's do the U. And round that edge off a little bit. Throw our scraps in the trash. Okay, so I want to glue this to our card base first. And just making sure which side I want to put that on. Sometimes our folds aren't exactly right where we want them, so I always turn my card around and get the best side. Okay, we're going to center that on the front of our card. And with the liquid glue, it gives you time to move your things around a little bit. Whoops, that's a little bit too much. All right, is that straight? I guess that's straight. Okay, and now we're going to take our thank you and we're going to glue that down onto our upper right hand corner. Make sure, yep. Just making sure I had it the right side up. You know, it does happen sometimes that we put things upside down. Who's ever done that? I have. All right, and then we've got a little double bow here made from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. You get 5 different spools in here, and I'm using the black, 5 different colors. So I'm going to grab my mini glue dots that I get that come in my paper pumpkin kit, and they're a little bit smaller than the other ones. So I'm going to take your pick tool and take one of those off, and we're going to attach that right here, the bottom of that flower. And then I'm going to kind of roll that in kind of a log shape. And attach our double bow. And I'm going to trim off that tail of that side a little bit longer. And then we need to add some bling. We need bling. Never have too much bling. That's what I say. All right, and we're going to use the rhinestone basic jewels. If I can get them out of the package. Here we go. And take your pick tool, use the putty end. And we're using the smaller ones on this one. So I'm going to place them strategically. And maybe one there. And another maybe in this area. So there's our first card. And I didn't put anything on the inside. we need to put a layer of basic white on the inside, and that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So let me just get one of those. Already cut ahead of time. And I just left mine blank because I think I may write a little note in there of thanks to whoever I'm giving the card to. So I'm not going to attach that just yet. Oh, hi, Alice. Yeah, this is take 2 of my video because my first video I did this morning, I had no sound. I did the whole thing with no sound. Go figure. It's one of those days. So I'm doing a repeat, a rerun. So I'm glad you're here. Did you get your errands done this morning? Okay. And what you missed, you can go back and watch the replay. All right. So that was card number 1. Thank you. And let me get that up in the camera view a little bit to show that. And that's done with the blues. And now this one is our second card, and it's going to be done with yellows. So this one says, "You make my heart smile." And I haven't put anything on the inside of that either. I haven't decided what I want to do with it. So let's go ahead and bring over our layers here. We've got our thick base, our thick white, and that's 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So let me go ahead and fold that and burnish that with our bone folder. And make some noise. I'm going to set that aside. And then we've got Lemon Lolly is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And that's going to be our mat that's going to go on top of our card. And then I've got our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to be stamping our image on that one. So let me bring my stamp over here again. And we're going to ink that up with our Memento Black. And like I said, this is black Memento ink that's been put onto a white craft ink pad. I've got JoJo outside the window here looking at me, watching me. All right, so let's pay attention here and stamp this image. We're going to stamp that onto our basic white. And you just kind of move your stamp image around because it is fairly large and it will fit onto your paper here. You just got to be strategic with it and put it where it needs to be. All right, we're going to press that down onto our paper, and there's our image. I'm going to set that aside a moment. I'm going to bring over a strip of 1/4 inch designer series paper, or 1/4 inch of the basic white cardstock. And we're going to stamp our sentiment on there using our black Memento ink again. And it says, "You make my heart smile." And that's the sentiment that's right here on the layers of beauty. It's got a lot of nice sentiments. It's got happy anniversary, grateful for you, God bless, and then you make my heart smile, plus all the images on here. So I'm loving this stamp set. All right, see if I can get this straight on here and not bump the camera. So I'm going to stamp that on there. And that looks pretty good. I'll go with that. So I'm just going to set this aside for now, and hopefully I won't lose that. We're going to bring back our image. And I want to get my washi tape again and hold our image in place right here. And we're going to use those same masks that I used on our first card, but I need to clean them off a little bit before I do that. So let me do that. I was going to use a baby wipe to wipe them down to get the ink off of them. And I probably need more than one baby wipe here. Okay, so that's our number 3. All right, just bear with me. Let me grab another baby wipe or 2. I know you need a couple. I usually just run them in my sink, just run warm water over them, and that cleans them. But I don't want to get up to go do that right now. All right. So I'm just going to get most of it off with the baby wipe. It works. Okay. So we're just getting messy today. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, did I do those yet? This is number 1. That's what we're going to be using first. And then here's our number 2. Just trying to get the ink off of there. We don't want blue and yellow together. What would that make? Green? I'm thinking. I think so. All right. And I've got something over here. I don't know. Okay, and like I said, I use the Pixie Spray Light Tack Repositionable Adhesive for stencils, and that holds your mask in place without using any adhesive. And I've got a dog hair there, or some kind of fuzz. There we go. All right, and this is our number 1. We'll start with number 1, and I'm going to line those up with our image. And they're not real hard to line up, so. And then I press that down and it'll stay because I have the tacky on there. I'm getting everything wet over here with my brushes. And we're going to start out with our yellows, which are, we've got Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, Wild Wheat, and Mossy Meadow are our colors that we're using. We're going to start with the Lemon Lolly. And bring our brush over here. I thought I had a yellow brush. Let me grab one over here. Okay. And like I said, I just rinse out the brushes in running water. Just put them under the faucet and run water over them, warm water. And till they run clear, and then they're done, they're clean. And I'm using my glass mat to pick up the excess ink that I tapped down. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera very well. And adding some color to our flowers. This is the Lemon Lolly, one of our new in colors, one of my favorites. It's such a soft yellow, I think. Okay, I'm going to pick up that extra that was on my table and use that to finish off our yellow here. And we'll close up our yellow. And then we're going to come in with our Daffodil Delight. And change out our mask to our number 2. Which is right here, number 2. You can see the number up at the edge where the notch is. And bring that over here. Let me see. I'm trying to find out where I need to lay this at. And I think we're good right there. You can kind of match up the center of the flowers. It's got that little center mark. So it kind of gives you an idea where it's supposed to go. All right, so here's our Daffodil Delight, which is a darker yellow. So we start out with a light color and then we go darker with each mask that we do. So the first one was Lemon Lolly, then Daffodil Delight. Pick that up and use that over here. And we need to get a little bit down here. We missed that little guy. All right, so that's our Daffodil Delight and our number 2 mask. Now we go to number 3, which is right there beside me. And again, we're going to match up these little centers of the flower. And it's not quite. Okay, right there. And this is number 3 mask. And I'm going to pick that up and bring my towel over here to wipe that a little bit. And our next one is going to be our wild wheat. And yeah. So tap, tap, tap. And this is one of our new colors too from our last set of in colors. Not the newest ones, but the time before. So every 2 years we get a new in color. Okay, and I think that's good right there. I might as well use this. Finish that off. And stuck to my card front. Let's move that out of the way. She moved on me. There she is. I need to clean up my stamp pads when I get done here today. I've got ink all over everything. All right, so this is going to be our Mossy Meadow. Clean that spot a little bit. And this would be mask number 4. Right here. And lay that down on top of our project. Well, it's not matching up. There we go, right there. The cicadas are loud today. Do y'all have any cicadas where you are? I'll be glad when they leave town. They're kind of annoying listening to them. Okay, I'm going to... Well, I've got a green one over here. Let's use this one. This is our Mossy Meadow. I'm going to tap that off, get it lighter. You can go as dark or as light as you want to on the Mossy Meadow. It is kind of a dark color, so I think I'm going to leave it kind of lighter. I'm not going to put as much ink on. Maybe. Just pick up that excess there and use that. That should be good enough. I'm thinking that's good. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. That one's hard to close. And of course, I got to stick my fingers all up in it. So let me wipe some of that off. The baby wipe. I need a clean one over here. Wipe them fingers off a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to pick that up. So here's our image right now. And bring my paper towel over here. All right, now we're going to do early espresso for our last layer. And this is mask number 5. And again, we're going to match up and get it situated. And well, I'm trying to find out where I am here. There we are. I'm kind of way off here. And I think that's good right there. Well, this one doesn't look right. Okay, that's good. Press that down. Yes, I definitely need to clean my stamp pads when we're done here today. And I'm going to bring my large brown brush over here. We're going to do the early espresso. Tap, tap, tap. And you can put as much or as little as you want to. There's no rule of thumb how much you've got to put on here. So I think that's good right there. All right, so here's our number 5 layer. And let's wipe this off. Wipe off my fingers again to make sure I don't have any ink on them to transfer onto my card. Take off our washi tape. And let's bring our paper towel over here to do another run over to make sure. Okay, so let's bring our things back over here. And let me bring over my ribbon that we're using. This is the, what is it called? It's the sheer ribbon, the silver and white. And this has been carried over in the catalog, so it's continuing, and I need to get another roll here pretty soon. But what I've done is I have taken my Lemon Lolly Stampin' blends, and I have colored that ribbon. And you might want to put a scrap paper underneath you, and I just run it over until I get the color that I want. And you want to make sure you hold your Stampin' blends at an angle sideways, because you don't want to wreck your tip of your blend. And do it lightly because it can ruin it. But you can color a lot of our ribbons. You can color with the Stampin' blends. So if you don't have the right color ribbon, you can make it whatever color you want it to be, which is good. But that's the ribbon that we're using. I've got one that I've already done with the Stampin' blend, and that's probably about 7 inches long. It's probably a little longer than I need it. And then I made a double bow using that same ribbon that's been colored. And we're going to take that and we're going to attach that to our left side of our card front. And I'm just going to use my good old faithful Scotch tape to hold the back of that ribbon, or the ribbon onto the back of our card here. So let me take this and we're going to place it, kind of eyeball it where you want it to be. There's no set in stone place that it has to be at all. It's just wherever you want it to be. And we're going to bring that down. I've got plenty here. I probably cut it a little longer. Probably 6.5 inches would be plenty. I think that's what I did on my first card. It was about 6.5 inches. This one, I got kind of carried away. I guess I cut it at 7.5 inches, I think. So I'm going to just snip off that excess and get rid of some of that bulk. So this is what it should look like. Now we're going to attach that to our lemon lolly layer using our adhesive. So just put that down. When you're using the liquid glue, less is more. In other words, you don't want big gobs of glue because it's going to show like worms through your paper. So very skinny areas of glue is better than thick layers. Plus, it'll make it go farther too. It'll last longer. Okay. We're going to attach that to our lemon lolly. And then we're going to attach that to our card front. And this one you don't have to be so careful of because it's got another layer above it, so it's not going to show through. So you won't get that worm look if you put a little too much. All right, now pay attention which side is which here. We want the ribbon on the left side. We're going to attach that to our card front, leaving a small border going around. And like I said, with the liquid glue, you've got time to wiggle your layer around if you need to. Jojo. Jojo's got to have her voice in here, get her opinion going. Okay. And now we're going to take that little bow, double bow, and we're going to use our mini glue dots to attach that to our ribbon. And we're going to take our bow and bring it up to our mini glue dots and just press that on there. And then we can attach that to the side, right on top of that ribbon layer. And I'm going to kind of spread my bow apart a little bit to give it some foof, give it some dimension. Okay, so there that is. And now we've got our sentiment that is going to go across the bottom. And I'm just going to snip this down. I think it's like 3 inches long that I use, but I just put it on a longer strip and I can always cut it down. Yeah, it's about maybe just a hair more than 3 inches because I'm going to angle cut this end at the Y and then I straight cut at the smile, at the end of the smile. So we're going to bring our glue back over here. Now, must be getting down to the bottom here. Gotta squeeze a little harder. I didn't want to come gushing out there. And this is going to go across our bottom area. And I'm going to bring that over to the edge of our white layer, match that up. And is that straight? I think that's straight. Okay, so there's our card front so far, but we need to add a little bit of bling. So I'm going to bring those rhinestones back out here. And we're going to add 3 rhinestones, but I'm going to use all 3 sizes. It's a large, medium, and a small. And I'm going to use one of each. So I'm going to bring my take your pick tool and use that putty end again to grab off a large rhinestone. And I'm going to place up in the right hand corner. And I'm going to take a medium one and put that angle down inside that flower there. And then a small one is going to go I'm thinking right here. So it makes kind of a triangle. Okay. And like I said, I didn't put nothing on the inside yet. I'm kind of debating what I want to use on the inside. It could be anything. But it says, "You make my heart smile." And you could also add a little wink of Stella to your flowers if you wanted a little more bling. I may do that later. I'm not sure. So there's our 2 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them, and I apologize for the first video that didn't turn out, that I had no sound to. I don't know. I must have muted something that I wasn't supposed to or something or other. I don't know what I did. But I'm hoping that you enjoyed the cards the second time and could hear me. So we've got a thank you, and then "You make my heart smile" card. And don't forget that my Facebook next week will be a day change. It's going to be Tuesday, May 21st at 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to have cataract surgery next Wednesday, so I won't be able to do my live then. So I've switched it to doing it Tuesday instead. So I hope that works for everybody. But if it doesn't, you can catch me on the replay. And don't forget to like and share the video. And if you're watching me on YouTube, you can click that little button down below that says subscribe. So you click that, and don't forget to click that little bell. You'll be notified when I go live. So until next week, y'all have a good rest of the week. And I want to thank you for being here today. Bye.